1 FM. So check out those radio stations and catch the boxing movie The Gladiator with Mobile Sport. Well, when Gary Freeman left his old Auckland club, the Northcote Tigers, for life in the big time, little did he know that one day the club would become a legacy in local league. This year, Sean Hoppy and Stu Galbraith have joined Freeman in the Winfield Cup. And across the Tasman now, the word has gone out, why are the national club champions churning out so many good players? Chris Myrams has the inside story.
And this is no ordinary club. Already this year, 6 players have been offered Winfield Cup contracts. 4 players have turned them down. The 2 former Tigers who moved across the Tasman this year are Stu Galbraith and wing Sean Hoppy, who in one season has gone from Northcote to Canberra to the Kiwis. Explosive wing Logan Campbell turned down the Gold Coast. Big loose forward Fasuafoa said no to the Raiders. Captain Tony Tuamavavi withdrew from negotiations with Cronulla. And former Kiwi Mark Elia said next year to Graham Lowe's Manly. Did Northcote play a part in you staying back here?
Oh, definitely. They're just such a professional club in it, and you know, if the deal wasn't up to a good standards, then it's no use leaving a great club to go to a lower club. Northcote's definitely, you know, a step higher than Gold Coast, I thought.
This is where it all began, the North Shore Rugby Club, where in 1910 players decided they preferred the open style of rugby league. They formed the club the Northcote Ramblers, who became the Northcote Tigers, and 82 years later they are the dominant force in New Zealand club rugby league. Last year, Northcote won all 6 of the country's leading club competitions, and in the last 3 years has won 13 of the 18 available titles. Not bad for a club that took 65 years to make its first Auckland Premier Grade final. It didn't win one until 1987, 77 years after the club was founded. But since then, the trophies have kept coming. One of the behind-the-scenes reasons has been a committee set up 5 years ago. It included local businessmen whose job is to steer the club financially.
We meet 2 weekly to discuss the business of the club and try and manage that as well as we can.
And that's been one of the keys on the success?
I believe it has. Yes, it has. We've still got a long way to go, I think, but we've now got to look to developing and growing the club more than we've done in the past. How
do you see Northcote being in, say, 5 years from now?
I see no reason why we shouldn't be a bigger, better and more successful club. I think that Northcote has got a catchment area which at the present moment is largely untapped. The sport is growing, it's growing in public profile and visibility, and I believe that I can't see any good reason why Northcote shouldn't still be one of the top, if not the top team in the Auckland competitions.
I think the goals are set a lot higher as well. I mean, a few years ago for us to make the playoffs was a champion season. Now for us to fail to win it is a disaster.
It's also a club which gives you an opportunity. If you're playing well, you get an opportunity. It's not as though you have to spend 2 or 3 years to make the top side. If you're playing well in the under 18s, under 19s, under 21s, senior Bs, if you're playing well, you're getting looked at. And that's another good thing about the club, I find, is that if you're playing well in the lower grades, you'll get a chance.
Even though he's in the big league of the Winfield Cup now, Kiwi captain Gary Freeman got his big break here at Northcote, and he hasn't forgotten about it. In his new book, Tiger, Kiwi Rooster, he talks extensively about the club.
It takes a long time to build up a club, and over the years they were up and down in first and second division, and then we sort of maintain a series of runs into the top 5, but we just couldn't really get to the grand final. But when we did get there, we were very successful on the Graham Birch, and I think then from then on the team, like I've just said, has gone from strength to strength with the young players that have been coming through the grades.
Another key to the club's success is its training methods. You have to be tough. Coach Graham Norton likes to have the team together for at least 6 hours a week. On top of that, players are expected to train on their own on off days. and Norton places heavy emphasis on thinking about the game.
We'll always play 2/3. Jeff, you get the return, the red all the time, okay?
But the club's training is also unique. It includes a regular swimming program and a weekly specialised gym workout.
It has to be fun. I mean, we try and have as much fun as we can, and try to go to pools and gymnasium, and that assists with team spirit. It assists in keeping the players fitter and mentally that they're enjoying it more.
The players coming here to Northcote, do they have an advantage in gaining rep honours, Kiwi honours, getting up the ladder quicker than, say, joining another club?
At this point, yes, because we're a winning club. We had 10 players. I think we've had 12 in total all year represent Auckland, and that's because on-field performances, we're a winning team.
Why is it the club always seems to be attracting the best players?
It's the best club. What else can you say?
Are there any inducements, like are the contracts particularly better, or is it the fact that the club's winning? Or
I think the second fact, nothing succeeds like winning for a start off. That lets you keep your good players. Financial incentives have got to be there, I suppose, but that's the big problem I think that all clubs, all league clubs face in Auckland and in New Zealand at the present time is financial support for the code. And we fight a constant battle trying to balance our budget. I don't know how much better, if they are better, what our contract terms are any better than anybody else's, to be quite honest.
But a threat looms, with Auckland's entry into the Winfield Cup and the launching next year of the National Super League. The existence of clubs as they are now will change.
To me, it's a puzzle that the Winfield Cup competition is watched on television by a large percentage of New Zealanders who don't come and support their local league clubs. They don't even know they've got a local league club in many cases. I think we've got to try and change that whole aspect and give ourselves a higher profile. We are still second. We run behind rugby union, unfortunately, in the profile we've got and the support we get.
On the playing side, we'll probably lose a few players, but it'll only be a matter of time until the younger players work their way through. And so we'll probably find a drop in results for a couple of seasons, but once we get past that, we'll be back.
Still to come on Mobile Sport, the Queenstown Winter Festival.